Sandra. Welcome to another episode of Asexualized, My Asexual Life. This is a place to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual, and I share my own asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit the great big subscribe button down below now. Please hit that bell icon to get notified of every time I go live like that or post a new video. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you're enjoying the content as we go along. If you don't know who I am Sandra Bellamy, author of this beautiful book called Asexual Perspectives, Love, Life and Sex, a celebration of asexual diversity. And I interviewed 46 real-life asexuals across the globe for it and across the asexual spectrum. That is on Amazon. You can check the links out down below. I'm also the founder of asexualise.com and the founder of Asexualise Academy, which is the world's first online training centre and school for asexuals and asexuality. Well, today I went out to see my friend again. It's her 50th birthday on Friday. She had a massive party, and then I spent yesterday celebrating with her and the majority of today as well. Now, you might recall I told you that I met this British guy at her 50th birthday party, which was totally unexpected that I actually fancied a British guy, because if you watch this channel, you already know that I get attracted usually to younger foreign guys, particularly Indian. Not usually British. It happens like once in a blue moon. Like the last time it happened, I've had one time it's really happened enough to actually want to kiss them at all. Since 2011. Well, there was a guy put his tongue in my mouth last year, but I didn't kiss him back. So I kind of was a bit attracted to him as well, and I let him do that. But then his mate called him away, and I didn't really do anything back. It was a bit like, what am I supposed to do now with this? Because he's not foreign. I mean, he's foreign. He was British, I think, not foreign. Anyway, but other than that, so yeah, this British guy, at the moment, I'm not feeling like I full on want to snog him. So, but that's okay. But that's about it at the moment. But yeah, but everything else is like cuddling, hold hands, being really close. Rubbing bums is a bit weird when I'm dancing, but I'm kind of used to doing that with foreign guys. Doing that with a British guy, it's kind of nice, but a little bit weird doing that because I'm not used to it as a British guy, but mostly okay. But yeah, so today was like my second date with him, but it wasn't exactly a date. I call it a date because I don't know what else to call it. But basically, it pretty much was a second date. So basically, my friend, it was her, still her celebration. So it was her 50th birthday party, third day of celebrating. So she told me to invite him out. So I did, but I thought it was going to confuse the heck out of him because last time I spoke to him properly on a message, I said that you need a sexual girl for you because I told you before that he has loads of women he's friends with that are doing porn stuff, like cam girls, and these are people he's actually friends with in real life, not just fantasy Facebook pages. These are people he can meet in real life, which I kind of think is even worse in lots of ways. But it's just all rubbish to me. And then yeah, he watches porn channels as well, basically. So yeah, anyway, to cut a long story short, you may remember that I told you that I was really attracted to him when I went to my friend's 50th birthday party. We started off talking, got to know each other. We're both really good at dancing. We dance really well together. We've got quite a bit in common. And I told you that he told me different things, and when I checked out his Facebook page, it wasn't true. So I told you he said that basically he hadn't had sex. I still don't know whether it's true or not, but they hadn't had any girlfriends, which I didn't believe. I still question whether he had sex or not, and then his age was different. He was like a year younger than he told me. Doesn't bother me, but it's not good, is it? And not telling me the truth. And what else was it? Oh yeah, when he said he didn't like sex, and then obviously he's watching porn stuff, and then got a Facebook profile with porn on it, so it's obviously he wasn't telling me the truth. So it's I thought about not meeting him again. Seriously. Hi Andy, nice to see you, thanks for watching. I thought about not meeting up with him again. I was pretty much in my mind thinking there's no point in meeting up with him because he's just not telling me the truth. But my friend said about inviting him, and I did have such a good time on Friday night with him. Like, I was really feeling really good. Like, he was making me really happy, and I got on really well. And I do know he has special needs. And I'm quite good with people, as you know, Andy knows, because most of the people that come to my meetups have usually got special needs, mental health difficulties in some manner or other. So I'm really good with a person like that. I understand them very well. And something that did touch my heart that he did say to me is that, because when I told him I think he needs a sexual girlfriend, because I've seen all the porn people he's friends with, and I said I think he needs a sexual girl, so I was kind of like a bit awkward. Like, my friends had invited him, and I kind of thought I had such a good time with him, be kind of a shame not to invite him, because you have to understand that my friend, she's 50, she's older than me by quite a few years in birth certificate age, and it's nice for me to have a younger guy who's I consider my age. I mean, I'm mindset 21. Like, seriously, my birth certificate age is literally a piece of paper that if I could physically change that legally, I would, because it's just a load of rubbish to me. I get absolutely peed off with it because I'm nothing like my birth certificate age. I just would rip it up if I could, but I can't, because obviously I need it. That's that's me. I was actually born that year, but it's just like so stupid, because it's like, it's not my age. Like, I honestly mentally believe it's not. I mean, obviously I am intelligent. I'm really advanced in that way. But it's like, I choose to have a 21st mindset. My mind is young, I want to do young stuff. I want to be with a guy my age that I consider my age, in the early 20s, because that is the way I am. And it's really just difficult to describe if you're not me, because that's who I am, And I can't do I get bored with normal relationships. It just bore me. And the thing is, with the loads of foreign guys, they all want marriage, they all want kids, they're not over here. And it's really hard, as you know, as an asexual person, to find anyone that has similar interests that you can really enjoy life with, do you know what I mean, and hang out with and stuff. So he kind of provides that, but obviously I'm aware that he wasn't telling me truth on Friday. So tonight we went to he met me later to my friend's like third day of birthday partying, and he said that he just came to spend time with me, which was really nice. And I have to, like, yeah, last night I was really poorly. I don't know if you noticed, but I did say I was feeling a bit dizzy when I was doing the live stream. And so I was feeling not very well. And I think it's because, like, these past few days, like, some of my meals have been out of sync. I haven't been eating enough food. I think maybe because today I had 2 proper meals out, and I just feel so much better. I think I need sleep, but I feel a lot better. But I was feeling really ill early, and he is really good at looking after me. I have to say that. So I told you the positives about him. He's a really kind, really caring guy. He looks after his mum as well, who's got like arthritis in her hands and stuff, and he cleans for her. He is a cleaner in his job. I hate cleaning. So I think that's good. And I know he's a really caring person. I knew all that. I'm very good at understanding that. And I just understand him quite a lot, because my parents are friends with someone who's got a woman I've grown up knowing, who can't read and write properly, and well, she's known as a little bit simple, do you know what I mean? So I don't use that word, but I don't know, that's what my mum says, so he's got dyslexia and he's got problems with reading and writing, but anyway, to cut a long story short, I had to get some food later on, so we were quite cuddling, holding hands and everything else, but I had to have a serious conversation with him. And obviously when you're having a serious conversation with someone with special needs, learning difficulties, don't really know them, it's kind of a hard conversation to have. And especially when I'm trying to talk to him as an adult, and he's 23, that's his real age, nearly 24 in next month. So I said to him, when we're having this meal, I was really, really nervous. I wasn't feeling well anyways. That didn't help. And I really needed food. He was good at looking after. He paid for my meal and drink, which is absolutely beautiful of him. And he was getting me water all night. And he was, he's really good at taking care of me. I have to say that about him. He is absolutely the best probably guy I've been with in terms of looking after me, in terms of a romantic interest looking after me. I've had friends looking after me really, really well, but not a romantic interest looking after me that well, genuinely. Usually they've got something, they're only doing that because they want to, they want a quick shag, basically, excuse my language. But I know that he's genuinely caring person. He likes looking after me and other people. So I do know that about him. I know that's from his heart, not, I know he's sexually attracted to me. There's no doubt about that, but I know that comes from his heart. And so that is really good qualities about him. And so anyway, I had to sit down at this meal and like I knew I was going to have to say something to him because I couldn't not, because I need to talk. So I told him I need to talk to him like an adult, and the conversation was really difficult. Like he didn't want to open up and talk to me very much. And he's found this channel as well. So I don't know if he's subscribed, because I said, oh, you don't have to subscribe. You know, he's subscribed to loads of porn channels. So considering he likes me, he technically should, but I don't mind if he doesn't, because it's like I'm going to be talking about him on here. But then, you know, he'll find it. I don't care, because, you know, it is what it is. I'm not revealing his name or any personal details about him, so none of you guys know who he is. And so, yeah, so it's a really difficult conversation to have, because I was trying to open up to him and tell him how I felt, and I told him that I knew he wasn't telling me the truth, that I knew that you know, about his age is not the truth, he's a year younger. I told him, I said it wouldn't have bothered me. I said that I have dated a Bangladesh guy that was 21. You know, I told him the truth as well. I told him, I told him my ideal type of guy is usually foreign, usually Indian. I like a guy who's into business and IT, you know, and I need someone, you know, I deserve a good guy for me, someone who's a caring, kind, honest, you know, and who I can trust. And I said that he told me things that blatantly didn't add up, and he didn't want to know what they were. And I said, like, your age, I said, but it wouldn't have mattered to me if you'd have told me the truth, because I've dated a guy who's 21 before, you know, he's my best kiss so far. Bangladesh guy, I told him, is actually foreign. And he was quite surprised by that, but it doesn't matter to me, because as far as I'm concerned, in my mind, I'm 21. My lifestyle's 21. You know, it's only a piece of paper that just makes me so peed off like that, because it's just, to me, I'm just nothing like that piece of paper. Yeah, it's just really not good. But anyway, I just know who I am. So like, me and him have we have a lot in common. Surprising, really shocking lot in common with stuff we like to do, activities together. So it's very, very natural for us. And so, yeah, I had to have a really difficult conversation. He still wasn't telling me the whole truth either, which wasn't good. Like, he still says he hasn't had sex, but I don't know. He said now he's been with 2 or 3 women, which was more than he said before. But I know that he's really confident and experienced with the way he is, like dating type style stuff. So I'd say he's probably been with more than that, but I don't know. Anyway, it's a really difficult conversation. He didn't really open up very much, but he did apologize, because I said to him, because he admitted that he's been with 2 or 3 women. So I said, hey, I said, well, why did you lie to me then? And he said, I'm sorry about that. So at least he didn't carry on continuously lying about it, because that's just, I hate guys who continuously lie. I don't want to lie as it is, don't get me wrong. I need someone I can trust in a relationship, but when a guy continuously lies, he just makes it worse for himself. And I tried to explain to him that I need a guy I can totally trust, and that I deserve that. I deserve a good guy for me, someone I can trust, someone who's kind and caring, intelligent. I told him the type of guy like into business, IT, that's the type of guy you should go for. And but I said the thing is, with all Indian guys, pretty much the majority of them, they want marriage and kids. I don't want that, and they're not over here either, But I told him I was on asexual dating sites. He was quite surprised at that. I told him I've been looking for someone asexual since 2014. So he knows I'm on dating sites, asexual. I haven't hidden that from him, and we're not actually boyfriend and girlfriend. He's not asked me to be that yet, but we're really, like, romantic friends at the moment. So yeah, it was really difficult, right, to know what to do after that, because we had this discussion. He's admitted he's lied to me. Then I'm saying I really need this really honest, kind, caring guy, someone I can totally trust. And I don't know if I can ever trust you, once trust is broken. It's very difficult. Like, it's like, how am I going to believe a word you say? Like, when he says, oh, I haven't had sex, now I just don't believe him. And I said, I don't believe you, because how can I believe you when you've lied? So that's really difficult. Okay, so it's really hard, because I'm like, what do I do now? Because I know that really, it feels weird if I'm not holding his hand and cuddling him. I can't describe it. It's like really natural for us to do that. And so, which obviously I didn't expect with a British guy. So it's just very, very natural. Like, we're very natural. Like, it's like, I don't know. It's really difficult to describe. But I did talk to him about it, because I know he must have more than just dyslexia, because I know people who are dyslexic. I have friends who dyslexic, people who work for me that are dyslexic. They don't behave in exactly the same way as these do. They don't have to go to special centres and special schools for this, like, I mean, obviously people should go more to special schools, but the people I know, that they didn't go to a special school, but he went to a special like needs school, but he goes to a special needs centre. So obviously I knew there's more to it, but he did say that his brain's really young for his age, but he's sort of obviously young anyway. But I told him I do get attracted to younger guys. I do actually get attracted to autistic guys because I like a really young guy, and I don't, you know, I get bored with normal guys, and I'm actually very good with people with disabilities and special needs because a lot of the people who come to my asexual meetups have got that. Like I said to him, I have some anxiety because I was shaking when I came out the toilet, like to have the conversation with him, because I was shaking. I think partly because I needed some food, but partly because I was really anxious about talking to him about it. Because it's hard when you really like someone and you wish they told you the truth and you know they're lying. You don't want to confront the fact they've lied to you because you know that you could just walk away as the truth, which is true. But when you really like someone, it's difficult, isn't it? It's difficult walking away from someone, even if you haven't known them that long, if you really like them and got on so well, because he made me so happy on Friday and I know I made him happy. But the thing that did touch my heart the other day was when he said, oh, when I told him I think he needs to get someone else for him, he said, oh, you know, you understand me when even my neighbour doesn't understand me. And you made me really happy. I was angry in work, but you know, made me really happy that night. And I kind of know what he's like. I know that the thing is, I told him, I said, I'm guessing that people take advantage of you. I'm guessing people use you for your money. I'm guessing people, you know, like, and get the thing. I said the thing that would be difficult with you, just for example, say I was your girlfriend. I said, you know, you don't really know and understand boundaries with the person. I said, do you know what the word boundary means? He didn't really understand that word. So I said, and that'd be the difficulty. I said, because I think you'd just be with like every girl, probably like you are with me, you know? So that would be quite hard, I said, because I don't think you understand the difference. I said, you know, and I know that you were telling me what I wanted to hear. You know, like you'll say something like copying me and you'll tell me what I want to hear, what you think I want to hear. So it was a really difficult conversation. He was really, really like kind of like withdrawn into himself. He was more childlike in his body language. I could tell that. So it was really, really hard going because it's like, I just want you to be, you know, I told him I need an open, honest guy. Just, you know, I said, I need a guy who will talk to me about anything, everything, and just be really, really open with me and honest. So anyway, in the end, I kind of like decided that, I would talk, you know, I basically thought it was going to be weird if we don't be romantic together for the rest of the night. It's kind of like natural. So I thought the best thing to do is like, when we went to when we got back to the pub where my friend was, because we had to go off to eat, I said to him, you know, just be honest to me from now on, right? Because I said to him in the pub when I was telling him all the stuff, I said, you know, that I've got to, you know, be with someone who I really trust. But I said, you know, that you know, I'm being really honest. I'm probably the most honest person you'll ever meet. And he agreed with that, you know? And so what I decided to do is I've decided to like make, you know, I've decided to try and just see how it goes, still be romantic with him, see him more, get to know him as a friend better, and try and make a safe space for him so he feels that he can tell me anything. You know, like, I know he looks at porn videos. Do I like it? No, absolutely don't like porn. It's disgusting. He's got friends, cam girlfriends. I don't like that. You know, there was a text from Miss something Tit. I'm like, oh my God. He goes, oh yeah, but she's a friend. I'm like, yeah, but she's called Tit. You know, but anyway, at the end of the day, I think it is what it is. I can't change him. He is who he is, right? Either he'll adapt and change the more he gets to know me because he'll think, oh, well, this is a bit boring now, I'm fed up with it, or change naturally because he wants to, or he won't change at all. But I've learned in life you can't change someone. I can't change who he is, just as much as he can't change who I am. If he wants to look at porn and all the other stuff, I don't like it. Maybe down the line, you know, I'll get fed up with it and just think, well, you know, just keep him as a friend. And if I find a boyfriend, I won't be cuddling with him anymore. I won't be holding his hand anymore. I won't be doing any of that stuff if I find an asexual boyfriend. So he's going to miss out, isn't he? So he's going to have to either step up to the plate, but obviously, you know, he's, because of his special needs, he's more childlike. Thank you for the thumbs up. You know, I want to give him that space, that security to completely be himself. So no, thank you. So no matter what happens, he feels he can talk to me like a best friend. And because he did start using the word best friend, and like he feels really safe and secure, so that he doesn't hide things from me. if he'd have told me he'd had sex with women, I wouldn't have minded because, most guys, 23-year-olds do have had sex, especially when they're not asexual. He's nearly 24 years old. I would have expected him to say he'd had a. Oh, hi, Philip. I'm talking about you. Oh my God. That's really weird. Everyone knows who you are now. Oh my God. Now I'm going really shy. I don't know what to say now. He's come on the live stream. Now you know who it is that I've been seeing tonight. Yeah, I called it a date, actually. Well, it was really, wasn't it? So yeah, now I've gone really shy and I'm blushing on my live stream. Like, oh my God. Yeah, so I was saying, I've got to carry on while he's watching me now. Okay, so I was saying that I decided to make a really safe space for him so he can come and tell me anything. Like, I was actually saying that if he'd have told me that he'd had sex with thanks, Heather, lots of love to you. I was saying that, if he had told me he'd had sex with like quite a few women, I wouldn't have been surprised at the age of 20, nearly 24. Do you know what I mean? It's quite natural for a lot of guys who are heterosexual, not asexual like I am, to have done that. I mean, I'm asexual and even I've had sex, you know what I'm saying? So if he'd have told me he had, then I wouldn't have been surprised about that. But I just think, it's really important to be honest. So I did tell him that he needs to be really honest with me, really upfront, and, I need an honest, kind, caring guy. So basically, like, I've made a safe space for him now to, like, be truly himself. And I need him to, like, be understanding that, whatever he does, like, I know he watches porn. I don't like it. It's like I get disgusted by women, looking at women's sex objects. But, if he does that and he's got women, like I said, who are cam girls and porn women that he's friends with in real life, do you know what I mean? It's not just like fantasy off the telly. So that's obviously more concerning. But, and obviously as a friend, they're probably talking about sex, I'm guessing, because what else would a cam girl talk to a person about? Like, but anyway, it is what it is. He is who he is. So what I was saying is I can't change him. If he wants to change, that's up to him. So all I can do is make a safe space for him to know he can come and tell me absolutely anything and everything. And I accept him for who he is. That doesn't mean to say he's going to be the right guy for me down the line. If I don't want to like a guy, or so obviously, I've never wanted a guy who looks at that type of thing, or does that type of thing, or partakes in it. And sadly, loads of guys do. But like I told you a while ago, I've got an asexual friend who lives in Canada, older than me. And he looks at that type of stuff. Well, it's not like friends. He hasn't got any friends like that. He's got like just pages he's liked, which I don't like, are disgusting. Pages that are like, like these women that have got nothing on, basically. He's like pages of that. And I can even be his Facebook friend. I said to him, I can't be your Facebook friend. I don't mind being friends with you on ASAP and Twitter. We've been friends on for a long time. But I can't be friends with you on Facebook because I don't want to see that about you. Because I have like, when I talk to him, it's like a really good guy. But when I see him like pages, this is my friend in Canada, when I see my friend like pages like that, I'm like, well, we're still friends, but I can't be friends with you on Facebook when I'm seeing that. Do you know what I mean? It's not nice for me. And he did apologise and say, well, I don't mean to offend anyone by the stuff I put. But I mean, it is who he is, He can't change who he is. So I just accept that about him. But I don't like to see that side of him, I actually was attracted to him until I saw that. And I'm like, it really put me off him. But I like him as a friend. He's really good as a friend. But I'm like, ugh. But yeah, so the guy that I was dating tonight, who is watching the show now, I was saying that that after our serious conversation, which was hard, so I was still decided to be romantic and stuff with him, but I told him exactly the type of person that I was looking for, someone open, honest, kind, caring. So basically it's up to him now to step up to the plate and be that type of guy and prove to me that he's honest, to the core, which he's not used to. He's clearly not used to people having this really open, honest, totally open, honest dialogue and discussion, which I told him is the skill he needs to learn, developing himself so that he becomes a completely honest person. Like I know, like I'm that I don't like a guy who looks at porn. I don't like a guy who's like chatting to women like that or watching videos, but that's what he does. So I can't change that. I have to accept it. But obviously it's still my prerogative to decide long term whether I would like to be in a relationship with that type of guy, because that I've never wanted that type of guy in a relationship. So it's up to me whether I accept that about him if I was to get in a relationship with him and just like, yeah, he's just going to do that anyway. But, you know, if I don't accept that and he does it, he's only going to lie about it again, because that's what sadly people do. You know, if you try and stop someone doing something that they like doing, then they're just going to do it all the more. So, or start doing it behind your back and lying about it. So it's not great. I don't like it personally, because I think that stuff pass me the sick bucket. But you know, like, I'm a woman, why would I want to look at naked bodies anyway? But you know, I'm not even interested in looking at guys' naked bodies. So yeah, so I just decided to accept him for who he is, and hopefully that he feels so secure and safe that he can tell me absolutely anything that he does and be honest. But you know, like, if he continues to not tell me the truth, keep stuff from me, lie, then I'll just get fed up with it, to be honest. Because even I look for, as you know, like my Heather and Andy are my friends on here, but Andy's like my best friend, one of my best friends, asexual friends. You know that I can't, you know, I can't put loads of energy, time and energy into someone who's not giving me anything back. Like, if they're not being open, not being honest, not being trustworthy, then I'll just get bored and fed up with that. Do you know what I mean? I'll be just like, well, how can you even be a good friend to me if you're doing that? You can't be a good friend to someone if you're not telling them the truth, if you're not being open, upfront, honest. To be honest, I would have rather him just said everything, like the truth there and then. Like, yes, I've had sex with like 3, 4, 5 women. Yes, I've like been with like 5 girls or whatever in a girlfriend boyfriend relationship. Yes, I've done this, that, and the other, and just tell me everything so I know. Do you know what I mean? But he didn't do that, which was a bit of a pain, because it was still like, oh, I've been with 2 or 3 girls. It's like, well, it's either 2 or it's either 3, or it's a lot more probably. But you know what I mean? So I would have rather him done that, but he didn't. So, but I've accepted what he, you know, it is what it is, like I said. And then in order to move forward, like I said, you know, I just need him to be honest going forward. But then it's up to him. Like, if he really likes me and cares about me as much as he says he does, then it's up to him to be really honest with me. But like I said, I'm still on asexual dating sites, you know, so I've told him that as well. You know, because I said that I've been looking for an asexual guy since 2014. So I'm not going to stop doing that, because I'm not officially boyfriend girlfriend with him yet. You know, he's not asked me, and we need to get to know each other as friends and date more and stuff like that, you know. And I need an open, you know, I've told you I need a really honest guy and open, you know, I deserve that, as you know, so I don't know what's going to happen. But I really like spending time with him. We had so much fun tonight. We were like out dancing, which was amazing. And we both, someone said to about both of us that we're both good at dancing, which was really nice, because we do dance really well together. Like, he likes theme parks as well. Oh no, you know what I love about theme parks. So he is going on Tuesday to a local theme park that I haven't been to for ages, that I'd love to go to, and he can get discount there. So like I told you the other day, like, I could see myself doing a lot of stuff with him, like activities and special like hobbies and stuff like that, which, you know, I need someone to do that. And he's my age group. You know, I keep telling you, like, birth certificate age is a piece of paper, right? He's my age group. Like, I relate to him really well, because he's like on my wavelength, apart from the lying and the not telling truth. That isn't on my wavelength. So I can't, you know, it's really difficult. But I think in his life, he hasn't been treated very well by people, and people use him, and he hasn't been able to trust some people. So I hopefully, by making a safe space, like, I know what he does. Don't like the porn, but I know he looks at, and you know, either, you know, he'll change and decide he's a bit bored of that or fed up, or why are these women messaging me anyway that are cam girls? Why are they friends with me? Because they want to talk to me about sex. Or he'll just stay doing that, and then I just accept it if I want to get into a relationship with him, because it is who he is, and he's not asexual, whereas I am. So, you know what I mean? At the moment, you know, I just accept that's the way it is, that's the way he is, that's what he likes to watch. And you know, I know that about him, but I think it's better to know that than have some guy lying behind my back. Like, I can't be doing with that again in my life. So that's why I want to make a safe space for him, so he knows he can tell me absolutely anything, even the stuff that I might not necessarily like myself and think's disgusting. I'd rather him be honest like that, because I can hack that more. I can't hack a guy who creeps around, lies, says what I want to hear. That's, to me, is not a man. And like I've said before on this channel, a man is not about age. A man, a real man, is about a strong guy, someone who's very open, honest, emotional, kind, caring person, that opens up. But I noticed he's not used to opening up. Even when I was trying to get him to open up, he found that really difficult. It was quite closed off. It was quite hard. But at least he said sorry. And I told you before, if a guy can never say sorry, he's not a good guy. Get rid of him immediately. But yeah, he did apologise, which was good. So I'm hoping going forward that we just get on better and better. And I'm hoping that he does be honest, because if he doesn't, like, you know, if he doesn't, like, I've given him a second chance, basically, and you know, usually I hardly ever give second chances. But you know, I think he's had, I know, I understand his needs, and I understand he's probably taken advantage of a lot, and probably, you know, he's had to lie in his life. But I noticed he's going to be easily led at this point as well. I hope that I be a good influence on him, and he sees in time that you shouldn't let people lead you. You should lead your own life and have your own mind. So if someone asks you to do something and you don't want to do it, you say no, because that's the only trouble I've told you is, like, some guys who are really kind and caring, it's wonderful to be like that. But if you're like that to everyone, even the people that have got bad intentions for you, it's not good, because it's not being an adult and a responsible person. Like, if I was to get into a relationship with him and a woman said, "Oh right, I'm out clubbing now, I want sex with you," and he couldn't say no to that, I don't want that type of guy. Not in a relationship with me. I don't want it. I'd rather him stay single and I stay single, you know, and then just break the romance and be more friends like that. You know, I can't be doing with that. That's totally wrong. Because I may as well stay single, as you know. So I'm still on asexual dating sites. I'm still like, it's kind of weird because I'm obviously like dating him, I'd say, and I really like him, but you know, I have to keep my options open, because he has to prove to me that he's a really honest, kind, caring guy. Because if he can't prove that to me and he lies and does all the other stuff, it's not that, you know, it's not what he does, even though I don't like what he does. It's the fact he lied to me about it. That's the problem I have, not the fact he, you know, I don't like him doing that, but that's my choice then, isn't it? Whether I continue to talk to him or not, or see him if I know he does that. But I've made a safe space to say, okay, it is what it is. You are who you are, and I've learned that in life. It is what it is. You can't change someone. If they want to change, it's up to them. If they don't want to change, you have to accept them for who they are. And it will be the first time I've ever accepted someone doing that. Because you know what I'm like, I hate that type of stuff. It's gross to me. So that's kind of hard. But I'll see where it goes. I mean, it might be that it's just no good for me, like down the line. Even though I really like him, it might be that I just can't deal with that, because it's just like, well, I don't need that, because I can get a guy who's not like that, who's asexual. But like I was saying, this guy from Canada who's asexual, he doesn't like do all that. He hasn't got friends that he speaks to. He's just got pages he likes, which I don't like that either. Just pages. I don't know if he watches YouTube stuff as well, but he's just got pages, like with women G-strings up their ass and nothing else on. And I was just like, oh, sick. You know, it makes me feel physically sick. But so I'm still friends with him, but I couldn't even be Facebook friends with him. I said to him, really nice, you requested me, but I can't be it. And also I didn't ask him, the guy I saw today, if he becomes friends with every single person that friend requests him, because I expect he does, but I don't do that, as you know. I mean, I've got what? I don't know, probably up to between 70 and 90 people friend request me. And as you know, I'm picky with who I accept, but I know when I was out talking to him before, and I said, I bet you got loads of friends. He goes, yeah. So I think he's a friend collector, whereas I'm a lot more picky. But I think I'll be a good influence on him. I think hopefully I'll help him a bit in his life. But I need to make sure I look after myself as well, because you know I need a tip-top guy for me. I deserve that. I deserve an intelligent, kind, sweet, caring guy who will tell me, be my bestest friend, will tell me absolutely anything with no lies. I don't know if he's capable of doing that, because something clearly he's not used to. But that's what I need, and it's up to him now. I've given him the safe space to say, right, you are who you are, I accept you. But if he doesn't follow through and thinks that, you know, down the line, if he carries on doing that, I'll still be around, I'll just get, you know, like maybe I'll still be his friend, but say it's no good, you know. But what I'm saying is it's my choice, so I can accept him for who he is. But down the line, if I decide, no, really, I can't be in a relationship or can't continue that type of thing with a guy, because like I said, I mean, if I get to be with an asexual guy or in a relationship, then obviously with someone else, and I won't be loved up with him and cuddling him and all the rest of it. At the moment, I'm dating him and I'm interested in him. I really, really like him. So it's going to be up to him, really. Now, I've done all I can. I've been open, honest, kind, caring, appreciate him. I talk to him like an adult. I think it's very important for people with special needs and disabilities to be spoken to like a proper adult, not treat like a child, even though they might be childlike. Actually, if you talk to them like an adult, you can find the adult within them. I don't know how to explain it, but I can usually find some adult within them that can talk on a different level to what they used to. But like, he doesn't know what he wants in life either, because I said to him, what is it you actually want? What type of relationship? And he goes, I don't know. Like, anything. It's not a good thing to say that, is it? Do you know what I mean? Anything. You know, so he's still not sure what he wants in life, and you know, I'm very sure about what I want usually. I say usually because it wasn't a British guy, is it? It's not usually a British guy. So that's kind of really weird for me, as you know. It's very freaky. But I haven't snogged him yet, because at the moment I don't feel like full on snogging him. A little kiss on the lips is all I can do at the moment, because like I told you, I haven't kissed a British guy since 2014. So, but yeah, he's not asexual, clearly, because he's heterosexual. Well, he's sexually attracted to me, I know that. But you know, it's kind of really different, because like when I'm with asexual guys, obviously, like me and asexual guys might be saying to each other, oh, you're cute, you're beautiful, you're pretty. Whereas obviously, like I told you on Friday, he said, oh, you've got a lovely body, which I just like was a bit like, oh God, what do I say to that? Because obviously you're sexual when you're saying stuff like that. So I was like, I just said thank you, because it's nice he's attracted to me. But it's kind of like, I kind of like wish he'd say, oh, you're pretty or something cute like that, because it's a bit more you know, nicer words, isn't it? But I don't, you know, I know when, you know, when he said that to me about our body, I didn't go off. I just carried on dancing and just thought, oh, accept it, because I'm used to guys being sexually attracted to me. That's the thing. Like, as you know, I get loads of guys sexually attracted to me, and even the asexual guys on the sort of top end of the spectrum, like the more sexual end of the spectrum, they always find me really attractive usually, and obviously get aroused by me just texting them how I like to kiss. It's like, I don't even do anything. I just be myself. That's the thing as well. Like, I was trying to explain to him tonight that my behavior is sexual. Like, when I do dancing, it's like sexual in behavior. When like I've got a top on tonight, like I don't usually wear this type of stuff. You'll be shocked. Look, I'm wearing this type of top, people. You know, I don't usually wear this type of top. Look, oh God, cover up quickly. I don't usually wear anything like that showing cleavage. You know, I don't. So, but it's like, hey, my friend 50th birthday party, she's different to me, as you know, and her best friend. So they're like my friend's like, wear a top that's like a piratey type top with a theme, and she like wears corset type tops, and this is the only top I found. But I haven't worn this top since 2014. I was quite happy. It looked nice on me though. It did look really nice on me. I still got my coat on, you know. I had this coat on, and then I had a little jacket on, but I took that off as well. But yeah, so I'm still wearing the clothes when I saw him. The guy I was dating, and my friend and her friend and other friends. So yeah, but like I like doing dirty dancing, I like doing sexy dancing. I don't mind being sexy, but I just don't want sex. I'm just not interested in it in the slightest. And I was trying to explain to him that sometimes my behavior is sexual, but yeah, I don't actually want the sex. I'm not interested in it. But like the way I like to dance, like it just is. So I was trying to explain to him, because I thought it's probably hard for him to understand that if you're dressing like that, and I said to him, I said, you've probably seen more cleavage than any guy I've known in the last couple of years. Like, because I usually cover up more, as you know. So he's not really used to seeing me covered up, like in my hoodies and my trousers and my jeans and stuff. But obviously if we're going to cinema sometime or something like that, or theme park, I'm not gonna be dressed like this, I'm gonna be covered up. But yeah, so it's been like really interesting, because I know it's very difficult when he doesn't know me. But I said to him, have you told your mum about me? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, well, I know he really likes me, and he's told his mum about me. And I said, what did she say about it? Does she know that I don't like sex? And he said, yeah. And I said, okay. I'm like, and then I said, and he said, oh yeah, that he'd seen this channel, which he's now watching, and that but I didn't think he was subscribed, so maybe he's subscribed, I don't know. And yeah, and he said that he spoke to his mum. His mum saw one of my Facebook friends saw the cover, because obviously on Facebook, if you don't know, there's my picture and there's a picture of this book. So this is like with my face. So unfortunately, the only problem with this is people think, because it says love, life and sex on it, that I'm actually a sexual girl, as in I want sex. But people who are asexual knows that the asexual spectrum is very diverse. And this is a collection, actually, of 47 real life asexual stories, including my own personal story. That and it's a series of questions. I asked 46 asexuals around the globe and across the asexual spectrum. So all across it, like romantic asexuals, aromantic asexuals, demisexual asexuals. all types of asexuals and different genders. I ask them, you know, like what they think of love, life, and sex. So that's what the book's about. It's about celebrating asexual diversity across the spectrum. So that includes like the totally non-sexual end of the asexual spectrum to the sexual end of the spectrum. So, which is why it gets so confusing for people, you know. I mean, I talk on this channel all the time to you guys, so you kind of know, if you watch me, like what type of stuff I talk about. But to an outsider who doesn't just come into what asexuality is, I mean, the word asexual looks like it means I'm a sexual person. So, well, I get loads of guys on Facebook, they message me and they think, because they've seen my book, they say, oh, I've had this quite a lot. This guy, oh, thanks for the thumbs up. I really appreciate that. They say, oh, they come on Facebook and they private message me and they go, oh, I said, oh, how do I know you? Because I always ask that question. If I don't know them, most of the time I don't be friends with them, you know, because they're after sex usually. So it's pretty common, well known if it's a guy. And so, but I have to know because I'm in a lot of business groups. So then I'll say, how do I know you? And they go, oh, I don't. I just saw your profile pic and liked it. That is basically meaning I want sex with you. That's why I want to talk to you. Even though they don't say I want sex, they'll say, oh, you look nice. I want to be your friend. It's like, no, you tell me you like my profile pic. It means you want sex. Thanks very much. Bye. See ya. Don't want to be here. So yeah, because when I have this book, obviously they see my profile picture, but my profile picture's with my book. So when it says like sex on there, and I'm asexual, they think, because they don't know what asexual means, which means the absence of sexual attraction, they think that it means I'm a asexual person and I love sex. They think it's the opposite to what I actually am. So I usually, like, I tell you, when I get these messages, like I had it I told you before I had it, like with two guys not so long ago. And one guy, like, I started having conversation with him, told him, and that went on for a while. And the other guy, I just said to him, just to let you know, I'm asexual. I'm not sexually attracted. I don't like sex. And I said, so go and find someone else, basically. And he said, okay, no problem. So he got the message very loud and clear, the second guy, really quickly. It's really good because I don't want to waste my time on guys that are interested in sex because I'm never going to have sex. And I'm a monogamous girl as well. That's the only thing, you know, like, I don't even know if this guy I'm with, this guy I'm dating, not actually in a relationship with, could be monogamous. I don't know, because I can't be with the guy. You know, I don't know if he could go out sex forever in his life. How do I know that? It's up to him. But I know, I guess, with special needs, it probably is a bit more difficult for him. Maybe, I don't know, to get a girlfriend to do that type of thing with him anyway. But then I also think that some people might use that type of person for sexual stuff. So my mum has got I didn't tell you this actually. I was telling you earlier that my mum, and even me, I grew up knowing this woman, this older woman. She was married at one point and has a kid who's got other kids. And basically she is, I think I was telling you that she's got problems. She can't read all right and she's known as simple, right? And she doesn't quite get everything in her mind. And I've known her since a child. She still talks like a child now, even though she's like is she 80s or 90s? And I think she's 91, actually. Anyway, she's really like a lot older. She sounds like a kid the way she talks still. And she doesn't like her voice hasn't changed. I haven't actually seen her for years, but she was actually married for a long time. She hasn't been with another guy since, but there's this guy who is a perv, right? And my mum tells me about it all the time, and he'll come to her and say, oh, show us, you know, I show us your bra on the washing line. You know, I've seen your bras on the washing line. And they'll ask to do sexual stuff with her, and instead of her saying no, I'm not interested in that, she'll tell my mum, oh, he was saying all this stuff to me. And he'll get on the phone and say perverted sexual stuff. And instead of her saying, look, I'm not interested because she's simple and the way she is, she doesn't tell him no. She just kind of like tells my mum, and my mum's like, you need to tell this guy no, because obviously he's like one of her neighbours. He only lives a couple of doors up. You know, so potentially you could come and do stuff to her. And if she's not saying no, I mean, he is like quite pushing it all the time, you know, like he'll be with another guy in the garage saying about her skirt, like looking up her skirt and all disgusting and stuff like that. You know, it's perverted. And that's totally bang out of order, you know, but instead of, because she's like the way she is, she doesn't think to say actually no, because like some people are too nice, if you know what I mean. So that would be a thing I would be really worried about being in a relationship with him, that if he's going out clubbing all the time, all around different places, which is fair enough, he likes clubbing, so do I, that if another woman came onto him, he would need to tell the person that I've got a girlfriend. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if he'd do that. But then if he's not doing that, he's not worth my time. in that way. Do you know what I mean? To be honest, because I need a decent guy, and there's plenty of other guys out there that would be honest. Do you know what I mean? Well, asexual guys. I'm not sure so sure with sexuals. Actually, no, I don't really want to be with a sexual guy because usually they're not trustworthy. Usually they just go off and have sex with other people, and it's like I can't be doing with that because I've said to him, you know, I think you'd be better with a sexual person. But it's up to him. He should know his own mind enough to know whether, yeah, actually, I can't be with her because I do need sex. And so, therefore, we can't ever be together in a relationship, which he needs to tell me the honest truth about that. Or, you know, if he's not bothered, really genuinely not bothered one or the other. But he told his mum, and I was getting back to telling you about this. So, his mum saw my book with my profile pic and checked me out on the internet. I said, do you know that you do know I'm older than you, don't you? And he said, yeah. And I said, I don't, you know, do you know how old I am? And he said, oh, my mum looked it up and saw like your age from your book. And I'm like, I don't actually say my age in the book. I say what decade I'm in, but I don't say what actually age I am. So, but I told him there is another article on the internet that's done a couple of years ago on in the newspaper, and that does actually say my age. Well, back a couple of years ago, my birth certificate age. But I said, you're not bothered about my age. And he's like, no. I genuinely don't think he's bothered at all about my age. Seriously, it's actually good for him, really, because it's good for him to have a responsible, more responsible person in that way. Someone who's not going to take advantage of him. I said to him, you know, I was having a heart to heart. I genuinely care about him because I wouldn't be having that conversation. I wouldn't bother even having this adult conversation with him if I didn't really care about him. I wouldn't give a stuff, would I? I'd be like, well, the guy's lied. He's a jerk. Bye. Do you know what I mean? Because to be honest, it's not nice. But because he's got special needs, you know, like, I give him a chance. And special needs, though, does not excuse a person's behaviour. You have to understand it's very difficult because when someone's got special needs, you have to decide whether their behaviour is in keeping with their actual learning disability. But, you know, if it's just dyslexia's got nothing to do with lying. Dyslexic people don't lie. They just have problems with reading and writing. So that doesn't account for why he lied to me, yeah? So you can't blame that on the dyslexia. And if someone's simple, it can be difficult for them to fully remember everything. But, like, they're not completely stupid either. Do you know what I mean? Like, my mum's friend, you know, that she's not good in the sense she doesn't tell that guy, I'm not interested, you know, and don't speak to me like that about looking up my skirt and doing gross pervert, because she's been in some difficult situations sometimes because she's not put boundaries in place, and she's been in some very difficult situations like that, and she tells my mum all the time. But, you know, but she was actually married. She did have a husband. Her husband died years ago, and she can look after herself. You know, she lives in her own house with the dog on her own. She's never been remarried. She's never had another partner since her husband, so which is kind of sweet. She can't even see out of one eye. She's really amazing woman. I do think people with special needs, they can be still really intelligent, and, you know, they can be adult in some ways. Like, I don't know why, if it's just me or if other people like this, but I can usually have an adult conversation with someone who's more like a kid. I don't know how to describe it. It's just I can talk on their level because I understand them. You know, so to me, they're not really like a kid. When other people see them like a kid, I don't actually see them like that. I do from the fun side, like going out on dates, like to theme parks, zoos, aquariums. Like, well, that's just like what I want, you know. But you know, yeah, it's up to him now, isn't it? I've given him all the foundation of basically, hopefully he feels as secure as he possibly can to tell me anything, everything. I've been absolutely open and honest. But if he continues to not be honest with me, then I will look for someone else, or I'm not going to be with someone who I can't trust. And at the moment, I can't 100% trust him. I don't know if I'll ever be able to 100% trust him. So I don't know if I'd ever be able to be 100%, you know, be his girlfriend. I don't know at this point, but I've given him a second chance. And if it happens again, then I just guess it's gonna just cancel out any hope of you know, honesty. But I'm giving him the chance because I think he might have had people before in his life that have gone away and left him because he's, you know, or abused him or been nasty to him, or maybe, or, you know, like he's saying things to oppress me. So I kind of, like, you know, see his point of view of maybe he was trying to impress me because he really liked me. Not that that's right to lie. I don't agree with lying on any aspect at all. but I know some people with special needs can find it difficult to open up because they've been taught that if they open up and be themselves, it's wrong and people are going to hate them and not like them. I was kind of trying to get this point across to him, that I feel that you feel that people don't like you for who you are, that you can't be yourself. But I really hope through meeting me, I hope if anything happens, whatever happens, that he realizes and starts being himself, that he's able, even though he's young, to start learning ways to develop himself. Because just because someone's got a learning disability or learning difficulties, I still believe, like, with training and development, that they can kind of like change themselves for the better, as in develop themselves. I'm not saying he has to change anything he's doing in terms of what he wants to do, you know, like I've already said about porn stuff, not that I like it, but it's up to him. But you know, I mean, develop himself as a person, you know, because I mean, he's got to think, you know, like, do I want a relationship in the future, or do I want to be single forever? You know, like, obviously he might want marriage or kids. I'm not interested in that. I'm just not at all. I'm definitely 100% never having kids in my life. You know that. I want that since 15. I'm not interested in getting married either. And, you know, and I really a really good guy for me. So at the moment, he's not that good guy that I need in the sense of full on long-term committed relationship, because I don't think he could do that at the moment. I hope it'd be nice if he became that person in some ways, because I really like him. But, you know, I usually like younger foreign guys, so I'll have to keep my options open until he proves that he's the guy that I need him to be in terms of relationship. If he doesn't prove that, then I guess, you know, we'll be romantic friends for a while, and then something will happen, which will mean, like, I either find a boyfriend and then I can't be like that with him anymore, or I'll just decide, you know, that it's too much doing that, to continually do that, because I might start getting hurt, or, you know, that it's no good for me, or just be friends. But that would be weird. Like, you can't really be friends. I've said this before, you can't really be friends with someone who you just want to cuddle all the time, hold hands with all the time, be lovey-dovey with all the time, romantic. You can't really just be friends with someone like that. You know, like, if I'd have just been his friend before and then done all that stuff, possibly I could have gone back to just being a friend. But because we've done the opposite, that's what I was saying is the difference between romantic relationships and platonic relationships. For example, like queer platonic, you know, like aromantics don't experience any romantic attraction. So that's like really a major difference. Like, when you're having friendship, usually the stage of friendship, like, get to know someone a bit by bit by bit, and over time you trust them. With romance, it's like, whoa, all these chemicals flying around, all these attraction chemicals, all this like loved up feelings, hormonal flying around, cortisone stuff. It's like being on a high. And I have to say, like, tonight I was just so happy again. It's like we're really good together. So it's kind of like I haven't had that in my life for such a long time. So I kind of really love that. You know, it's like when my friends, like, she is older than me and her best friend and the other people, and it's kind of like, you know, he's on my wavelength. It's like I can kind of hang out with him, dance with him. He's on my wavelength, likes doing the same sort of stuff. So I don't get bored there. Like, I'm not, you know, I can be myself, like, you know, because how can I put it, in the past when I did that on my own, I love seeing my friend and watch her do karaoke and everything else, but it's kind of like I feel like I'm too young in that environment. You know, like, that's a much older environment that I'm used to. I used to be like that in my birth certificate age younger years. I told you I was old for my age, and birth certificate age years ago, I was really old for my time. So I would have been more into that years ago. That would have been the older version of me. Now I'm older in birth certificate age. I'm much younger. So now that's like an alien thing to me. It's like I feel weird. You know, I feel like it's too old for me, because I like clubbing music, techno music, dance music, really. I like being with a younger guy, you know, and I think he's really good for me in that way. He's quite cute. But, you know, it's really weird because it's a British guy, and it's like, and I'm like holding his arms and they're muscly, but I actually don't mind muscles on the arms, like the chest. I don't, but I do like the fact he's got muscles considering his age, and he's very muscly. I kind of like, he looks quite like older like that, but he said that he looks older, but his like mind's younger. So yeah, I still think he looks really young though. I thought he was 25 though, I'll be honest, when I met him. So he's like 1 and a bit years younger. It doesn't bother me. Actually, you know, the younger the better, from 21 upwards, not under 21. Although I have had 18-year-olds fancy me, as you know. If you watch this channel, you probably know that I had an 18-year-old ask me out at a nightclub. He asked me to go back to his place, which is his dormitory, university. It's like, one, I don't like sex at all. Two, I don't like sex. Three, I don't like sex. It's not happening. But it's like, can you imagine that 18-year-old guy? Oh, I got this girl, she's come back to my dorm, like, oh my god, my place, coming back to my place was my university dormitory, It's kind of like, but even when the lights went up, I was like, it's only the last 5 minutes I was dancing with him, and even when this is the 18-year-old, I'm talking about story before, like, true story, and like, it's like, even when the lights went out, like, these guys were like, why do you like her? Because she's older, like, clearly she's older, mate. And we were outside and he was still asking me, he goes, okay, will you go out for a meal with me then? And I'm like, no, because I'm not that type of girl, because I knew he'd want sex, especially when he's asked me back to his dorm, back to his place, which is dormitory. So I said no, but I have had 18-year-olds. I had a Pakistani 18-year-old interested in me, I think it was last year on the internet. Yeah, last year. But that's too young. They don't know what they want, and a lot of the time, like the 18-year-old Pakistani became a bit of a psycho. Or was a psycho and I didn't realise it. So yeah, I knocked that one on the head. And then he had this friend message me like on Facebook going, oh, our mutual friend. I thought, I'm not discussing him. He got quite horrible as well, because he came on one of my Facebook pages, even though I blocked him on my personal profile, and he started saying, oh, at least I've got someone now. You haven't, because basically you're asexual, it's like, yeah, but I'm really happy, thanks. I don't have to have anyone to make me happy. I'm quite happy being single. But he just was being an ass, basically. So yeah, so I was quite glad. But because when I started blocking him, because I realized he was a bit, he was a sexual guy, but he was a bit of a psycho. I saw him writing stuff on Twitter. He's really disgusting stuff about me and about women and sex and stuff, and I'm just like, not interested. But that's when I went to Disneyland Paris, actually, in 2017. So it wasn't last year, it was the year before, sorry, because I forget we're in 2019 now. So when I was at Disneyland Paris, he used to message with me then. But yeah, so I have had younger guys, like in 18. But, I can't have a relationship with an 18-year-old. It's like, not going to work, is it? But yeah, my usual age group is 21 to 28 max. Preferably 21 to 20, like early to mid-20s, 21 to 25. But it's like, what happens when they get over 25? But if they still look young, it's fine. If they start aging, I don't know. I think if I really loved them, it wouldn't matter, because I'd just be loved with them. So, if I got to that stage, it wouldn't really matter. But kind of if I get someone who's permanently young in looks as well, then, it's kind of, I know there are guys that are always like young looking. They look far younger than they usually would all the time. I met one guy like that, an asexual meetup, but he wasn't suitable for me. So yeah, I mean, anyway, I hope you've liked this video. So in summary, yeah, I just told the guy basically, to be honest with me, and he's got like a second chance, which he's really lucky, because I don't usually give second chances. And I've made a safe space for him, so hopefully he feels he can tell me absolutely anything and everything now. And that's all I can do. Like, if I've made a safe space for him, like anything he can tell me, I'm not going to get angry. I'm not going to shout at him. I'm not going to, I'm just talking to him, so he knows he's not going to get punished or whatever for him telling me whatever. It doesn't mean to say I'm going to like it. It doesn't mean to say I can choose to not be with the person. Like, I can choose to not even see him as a romantic friend if I want, because that's my prerogative, or I can, but, hopefully he feels like he's got a space, and I've made him as secure as possible, so that it's up to him then to start telling me the truth, to start maybe actually thinking, oh, right, boundaries, what's one of them? Well, maybe that's something I need to learn. What is a boundary? Maybe I can talk to my adult friends about it, or the centers he goes to, that type of thing, like or maybe he can ask me more about it, like, and maybe he can start trying some stuff out, like actually saying no to some people who might take advantage of him, like one of my like some of my friends now, like the ones with special needs or mental health difficulties, they're like, especially one of my other best friend, he's like really changed his life around in the last year since he started coming to my meetups. We're big best friends, because he's like, he's got rid of a lot of Facebook friends now that were really bad. He's just deleted them, blocked them, He actually got a new profile as well, got rid of that old profile completely, and he just got rid of those because he's got like, so now he's got people he likes and respects him on there. And if they don't, he just deletes and blocks them. He's got, he's got me and Andy, who watches his channel now, as his best friends, which he said he's never had before, because he told me, that people would use him. And I'm like, how could they do that? I've never been. I said, I said, I'm not that type of, I've never wanted to use you. He was surprised that I didn't, because he knows I don't. And he said he's never had that before, a true friend, And he's beautiful. Like, both Andy and Sam are like my best friends. They're so beautiful people. So beautiful. Really nice, kind guys. But, there has to be boundaries in place. You have to be able to say no. Like I've said before, the only problem with someone who's so kind and caring, which I want him to still be kind and caring, is he can't say no to anyone, which is not a good thing, because that's not being caring to himself then. And therefore, it's not being caring to the person he's with, who just says yes to everything all the time. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you need to say no. So that's, for example, I give you an example. Like tonight, before we went home, there was a girl who was smoking. Like me and the guy I was seeing. You're welcome, Andy. The guy I was seeing, and the my friend's best friend, she didn't want to go in the chip shop with my best friend. So there's best friend and there's her best friend, but we're all kind of friends together. So my best friend, whose 50th birthday party, third day it was, she was in the fish and chip, or I think it's a fish and chip shop or takeaway anyway. And her other friends that were also going back to my city on the same train as me and the guy I was seeing, they were getting food, and her best friend, like not my friend who's 50, but the other best friend that she has besides me, and the guy I was saying, we were all stood, like chatting, and this girl comes out and she's like smoking, like she comes to her best friend, the one where thanks for the thumbs up, and she's smoking. And she, instead of, she's smoking near her friend's called Nita. She's smoking around her friend Anita. My friend's called Debbie. And so, and I don't like smoke. I'm not going to stand there near someone who's smoking and all the smoke's going in my face. I don't need to be around that. There's plenty of open space, and some people would be like, oh, I can't move because I'll offend the person. I can give a toss. She's offending me by smoking in my smoking and having a smoke come near me, So, and that, and that is the weird thing, though. I did find this weird, that the guy I was seeing tonight, he doesn't care what people think about him dancing, right? Well, he does get conscious because he keeps telling me, he does tell me sometimes, oh, that person's looking at you, but I do notice that myself, actually, not just him. But he doesn't care what it's like when he's dancing, right? But he should have more of that attitude with some people who are not good for him. Like, he shouldn't care what they think and just be like, no, that would help him. Like, he is with his dancing, he doesn't care what people think, and he should be like, I don't care what you think, I'm not doing it, or move away. So anyway, this person's smoking, they were getting the smoke near me. I said to him, I need to move. Then instead of him moving really quickly, the woman was coming further towards us, And I was just like, go. So we were holding hands anyway. So I just took him by the hand. I was like, come on. And then she follows us again. So she stopped talking to my friend who's 50. She stopped talking, the woman called Anita. She stopped talking to her because she was talking to her and smoking, like, Anita doesn't know her, she's just a stranger smoking. And then, so the first time I was trying to get him, the guy I was seeing, away, and then she comes again and follows us, and he's kind of like stuck. I'm like, no, let's go. I don't care. I'm go in the takeaway, so I'm not. So she can't go in there because she's not allowed to smoke. I don't know why she was following us, but I'm not interested in a woman like that. She's half drunk by the look of it anyway. She's smoking like a Gemini. I'm not interested. I don't like stuff like that. And there was a guy in the pub as well, like earlier on, and he clearly was on, I found his phone actually on the floor, and then the guy I was seeing, he took it outside to him. And after I found it, and he came back and he started going, oh, what's your name? And I said, Sandra. I thought, oh God, he probably fancies me. And then I introduced the guy I was with, because I thought it's safer, then at least he knows I'm with the guy. And he was shaking. This guy was shaking. He had yellow stains on his hands, and I think he was on drugs. So I was like, I don't want a conversation with you, mate. Your teeth are really disgusting. Your hands are shaking. You've got like yellow stuff all over, and you look with your eyes like you're on drugs. I'm not interested. So he went a little while later, so that's good. But like, I don't understand why I do understand why the guy was there. Like, it seemed like he didn't want to move when the guy was moving. It's like, you got to move, you know. You can't be in you can't have people around you that are bad for you, like smoking. You know, I've no need for my lungs to be filled like that. There's plenty of space. If she doesn't get insulted by it, that's her problem. You know, this woman I don't even know, who cares? But I told him, you know, the guy I'm seeing, I said, I don't care what anyone thinks, because there was people looking at me dancing with them. I couldn't care. They're probably jealous. That's what I said. I think they probably were, actually, because they were older and they were trying to do this. And me and the guy I was seeing was doing this, like, dancing stuff. And we're really good at it. And they're like older. And of course, they're supposed to know how to do that type of dance, because it's a really old dance they were having, like rock and roll type stuff. And of course, they're supposed to be really good at it because they're the generation it's from, really. But me and the guy I was seeing was much better than those two, to be honest with you, because we're good dancers. So I think she was a bit jealous, to be honest. That's why people usually stare. They're either insecure about themselves, they're jealous, or they're just like, whoa, look at them two. I have to say that we do some sexy dancing together, so some people's eyes pop out because of that. Because like I told you, I have no problem with doing sexy dancing, even though I'm asexual. I'm not interested in sexual attraction. With me, I've told you before, I can get high arousal levels and I can do sexy dancing. But to me, it's just being myself. That's the thing. I happen to be sometimes naturally sexy person just by being who I am, like bubbly, loud, energetic, sexy dancing. That's just who I am. I don't want to have sex with the person. I'm just naturally a sexy person, if you understand what I mean. I did a video a long time ago, like, can an asexual, or was it a blog post, can an asexual be sexy? And they can, you know. Just because they're asexual doesn't mean to say that other people don't find them sexually attractive and they can't be sexy in their behavior. Like, I'm sexy in my behavior a lot of the time, especially with the dancing. But I don't let the guy I'm seeing, I don't let him touch me on all the places. There's a lot of places I don't like to be touched, and usually if I tell him not to do that, then he's good. But like, you know, he tried to put his hand further down my bum and I like moved it up. I'm like, no, don't do that, you know, because I don't like it. It's uncomfortable for me. But when we're like, we do rub up and down each other's bums, like back to back as part of the dance. That is a little bit weird for me, because I told you I'm not used to doing that with a British guy. But we're nearly the same height. That's what's really funny. So if we've got our arms around each other, like neck or whatever, and round, he's got it. I'm fine with his hands on my waist, like hips. I'm fine with that. It's just I don't want him to go further down, right? If he starts to put his hand on my knee, I'm like, it's too sexual for me, you know, it's near my privates. So it's like, no, because that's where most guys do. They start the knee and then they work their way up the skirt. I'm like, ugh, don't do that, you know. And so yeah, it's kind of like we're at the same height. So if we put our arms around each other, it actually doesn't hurt me, because usually I haven't even told him actually that I got fibromyalgia. If he's still watching this now, he'll be like, you know, I've got a disability, which is fibromyalgia. I don't really talk about it. He doesn't know that. I just announced it on here. But you guys know it anyway, don't you? So he might know that if he's looked it up somewhere on the internet about me. It's like, you know what I mean? But you know, I don't talk about it. But it's really good that I am there. I'm allowed to dance. He was getting tired. When we were dancing at the end, and I said, "Oh, you're the older one." I love saying that. I love saying that to a guy who's younger than me in birth certificate. He's going, "You're the older one," because he's tired. I'm not. I'm still jumping up and down, and I have fibro, which I take no notice of, as you know. So I love it. I absolutely love that. I'm fiddling with my pen tonight, as you can tell, because I'm a little bit like nervous. I'm talking because he's watching this channel I'm talking about him. It's so weird. But obviously I'm doing it for you guys as well. It's really important for you to understand how a dynamic can work, or how it works with like special needs people, how it works with like, you know, like because I talk to you on this channel, like usually if people are like being dishonest from the beginning, it's a red flag. And I'm like, don't usually go ahead and carry on seeing them or speaking to them. But you know, like, I'm trying to be different this year, and I think this guy needs a second chance, because I think of his special needs, I don't think he's used to someone accepting him for who he is, and I really understood him like that. So that's why I'm giving him a second chance. I hope he takes it and he doesn't cock it up and decide to start lying or not be open and honest, because he's got a really, really like good chance of being a best friend with me, of really get on well with me, of having someone who really cares about him for who he is, really liking him, really getting on with him, because we just do naturally get on as a general rule. Like, it's really like magic. It's really weird. You know, and I'm glad that something he didn't like that, because he plays football, and I knew on the first day I saw him, when I said I don't like sport, I thought, don't you dare start saying stuff about sport, you know, when I know you've just told me you do football. And I saw his face when I said that I didn't like sport, and I think he thought, oh God, it's going to put her off me if, you know, I play sport. But he'd already told me he plays sport, and I could see a look on his face, because I'm good at reading body language. He's actually good at reading body language as well. But he didn't. Because I said, it's fine, you can see play football. It's really healthy for you, because it is healthy for him. He does bicycle riding. I really appreciate, I like that. I like a guy who likes to keep healthy and fit as well. I think that's really important to take care of your body. So, you know, I have no problem with him playing football. Like, if I was, for example, his girlfriend ever, I'm not saying that's going to ever happen, or even, you know, like, probably if I was that, then, you know, I might even come and watch him play football, because, you know, my ex was really into football and sport. I hated it. I can't stand it. And as a general, I don't want to waste my time looking at that stuff. But if it's something like I've got a partner and they're really into it and they want me to come and watch a live game that they're in, then sometimes I would do that, because like a live's always better than the blooming thing on TV anyway, because when you've got live action, it's much more better. But like, it's supporting them. Do you know what I mean? Like, not all the time, just occasionally, like, because it's something they're interested in. So, you know, even though I hate sport and I'm a sports free zone, I can't stand it, it's boring and just like, I don't want anything to do with it. But you know, it's better that than going around, you know, personally, I think it's better that than the porn stuff he does, but he does the porn stuff, I told you that already. But you know what I mean? But that's much better for him. So yeah, if there was sport on, then, you know, it's not the end of the world. But you know what I mean? There's going to be things like that we're not the same on, because that's life, isn't it? You're not going to get a perfect person. And I'd rather know someone's truth, you know? I think the most sexy thing about a person, obviously, is not their private parts. Is so the most sexy thing about a person for me is intelligence, kindness, cuteness, caringness, compassion, love, understanding, openness, honesty, intelligence. I think I said that. You know, creativity, really being able to be like a best friend and soulmate. I don't know if he's capable of a soulmate type relationship. I don't know if he's capable of that with his needs, special needs, which is really what I need. But you know, like, bestest ever friend, soulmate, love of my life. I need that type of guy. I don't know if he can actually be that type of guy ever. But I don't know. We've started off in, apart from the lying stuff, which is obviously huge. We started off like really good best friends type thing. You, I'm talking about you. You're still on here. You're watching me. Oh, bless you. Thank you for watching. Everyone knows who you are now. So yeah, so all I can say is, you know, it is what it is. Like, when someone's told you stuff that isn't true, even though, like, I know it's not true, I'm still not sure what the whole truth is, which is a bit of a pain. Then, you know, you have to accept it is what it is. You can't change the person, and you just have to work with the person going forward and give them a chance. But if they cock the chance up, like if they start lying and not being honest, then, you know, no one needs that in their life, and it's perfectly fine and okay for you to just leave them. You know, you don't even have to say, if they start lying to you straight away, I've told you before, it's a red flag. So you can leave, you know, that person straight away. It's only because I decided to give this guy a second chance, because he is a really kind, caring person. And I don't think people have given him a chance to be truly who he is. And I think he's scared of being who he is, because people don't usually accept him. So yeah, I think it's really important to do that. So that's why I'm giving this second chance. But it's up to him now to be honest going forward completely. And he should be honest from whatever I ask him, yeah? Even if I don't like it, he should be honest, because what's the point? Like, only if people are honest can they decide if they want to continue seeing that person, or possibly be in a relationship with them, or carry on romance with them, you know? Because you know, that's important. There's thousands of people in the world, you know. I can you know, have other guys interested in me. Why would I choose someone who's lying to me, dishonest to me, not making me happy in that way, over someone who's honest, kind and caring and compassionate and all the other things, but being honest at the same time? You know, I wouldn't choose to be with that person long term, because they'd be no good for me. So he has to know that it's up to him to be honest now. I've given him the space to be himself. It's up to him to be honest going forward, to really be that open person, to try and open up and be more it's more vulnerable, but you have to be emotional, you know, like because I've given him that chance. It's up to him. But if he lets me down and, you know, lies and stuff again, I just get fed up with that type of guy, because I can't have that type of guy in my life. What's the point? He'll be no good for me, you know. I'm really good for him. I think I'm really good for this guy who I'm talking about. Yes, you. He's watching his channel, the guy I'm seeing. Yeah. His name's Philip on here, which he keeps saying it's him, so he doesn't really care, does he, who sees him? Yeah, so, you know, yes, you, Philip, you have to be really totally honest for now with me, because I've given you that second chance. But obviously, if you keep lying to me and stuff, I can't have you in my life and that, like that, because it would be no good for me. And I know you want to make me happy, so if you want to make me happy, you'd be totally open and honest about anything and everything with me. That's what you need to be going forward. And I hope he does be that. Yeah. Yes. Because if you can't be that, then how can I be with you? How can I trust you? How can we even be good friends? You know, good friends are really, well, good true friends. Like, you say you got all these, you know, you got all these Facebook friends, but they're different. You know, like, who's really your true friend? Usually in life, you have like a small amount of people that are actual true genuine friends. And I hope if you do get friends requests from loads of people, Peter, that you know, Philip, Peter's, oh, Peter's your last name, isn't it? Philip, sorry. I hopefully if you do get a lot of Facebook friends, you do realise you don't have to accept every Facebook friend person that Facebook friends you. You know, you should be accepting all the trash as well as the good stuff. You know, so you have to be selective. That's what I'm saying. Be selective of who your friends are, because like I said, I have friends who are not who are asexual, but they've had special needs and stuff. But now they sort their life out so that they don't accept people into their life that's not good for them anymore. You know, they've cleared out the rubbish people, you know, and they have some good friends, but it doesn't mean to say they've got tons of friends. It means they got a few genuine friends who are thoughtful, kind and caring, who really good people in their life, so they can trust and they can be themselves around. But you know, I hope you know you can be yourself around me, and I really like spending time with you. Talking to Philip now on this channel, I really like spending time with him. It was amazing. I liked cuddling him and hugging him and making him happy. We make each other really happy. That's the thing. It's only the major thing that I need. The honesty has not been there totally so far. So he needs to rectify that, because if he doesn't, I can't be with him. Simple as that, really. You know, I can't be. Why would I want to be with someone continually when I can get another guy that's going to be open, honest, kind, and caring to me? I wouldn't, really. Do you know what I mean? It's no point for me. It's not healthy for me. And if he understands that my health and happiness should be the most important thing to him, if he really cares about me, then he'll want to do that. Be open, honest, kind, and caring, especially if he values friendship as well and wants a good girl in his life. You know, some people chuck away that opportunity, though. I have to say. Some people get scared and they're like, oh, I can't tell her the truth about this, that, and the other, so I'll just cover it up. I'll find out in the end anyway. I'm very good at finding these things out, believe me. So, you know, if I can't trust you, I can't trust you, you know, so it's up to you to sort things out and be the man that I need you to be. Like, a man is not about age, a man is about the strength of character. It's about being open, being honest with the person that you care about, being like honest with other people. Like, if I, you know, I'm nowhere, I'm not in a relationship at the moment, but you know, like, I've told people about you that I'm like dating you basically. So it's like, no, not like people don't know, do you know what I mean? I haven't told everyone, but I've told some people. So I've told everyone on this channel. So it's kind of like, you know, but you have been open with your mum, which is really happy about, and about me not liking sex. So you told your mum that, and about my, you know, asexuality, about my stuff I do. And so I'm really happy you told your family about me, because that meant a lot to me. Meant a lot that we're connected on Facebook as well. You're not hiding stuff from me in that way. So that's really good. I like all that. I liked cuddling you a lot. That's really nice. Oh, something he said to me. Oh my God, I don't know. He said when he got off the train, I'm talking about him, he's watched his chat. He said, oh, I love you and I mean it. But that's really nice, actually. But obviously we just met. It's like a second date in saying that. But the thing is, I do know people with special needs. They can actually, once they, like, I don't know if it's a love. When he said I love you, I really mean it. I don't know if that might be a friendship love. I don't know which type of love he's talking about, because there's different types. So it might just have been a friendship love. Which is still good, but I don't know. Obviously, we're romantic together, so we like each other more than friends. And that's what I was trying to tell you earlier. You know, once you've gone through that, once you're in like a romantic state like that, you can't really go back to just being friends. You have to kind of like backtrack and become really good friends, even though you have romantic feelings for each other. So you kind of like dating and trying to be a friend to the person as a friend at the same time. It doesn't usually work, but it's worth giving a go. Like, but if you do the dating stuff, all the dating stages, then it can work. So it can only work if you don't rush into a relationship and you get like lots of dates in and you spend time with each other, going out to each places, you know, doing things together, seeing each other, spending time with each other and getting to know each other over a long period of time. That's the only way it can work. Otherwise it'll just not work, believe me. So, but like I've said on this channel before, really, you should be best friends with someone first before you even get into a romantic relationship with them, because that is how, or even before you become romantic with them, because that is the best type of foundation for honesty. As you know, I was only talking about that on this channel like a while ago. Like, you know, friendship's more important than relationship, in the sense that, you know, if you haven't got a friendship to start with, usually the relationship doesn't work, because you can't really be in a relationship with someone you're not friends with first, because it just won't work. You won't trust the person, which is the kind of stage I'm at now. Like, I'm really romantic with the person, but yeah, I haven't built that friendship and trust there, and clearly he's broken my trust already. Like, for me to even be carrying on seeing him is a big deal to me, you know, because it's like, I don't totally trust him at the moment. I'm not going to totally trust him. Maybe I'll never, if I never, I might not ever totally trust him, and if I don't, then I can't be in a relationship with him, which is a bit sad. So I'm trying to like just think, okay, he's apologized and said sorry. Have to give him a clean slate if you can, and anything going from now onwards. Then if he's dishonest again with me, lies or covers up or tells me something I want to hear for the sake of it, to impress me and because he wants to heat me, then I just got to think, well, now you've had your chance and that's it. It's no good being us, you know. So he's got like a clean slate now, and going forward he needs to do his best to really be open, honest, and work on doing that. You know, it's a work in progress, you know, if you're not used to being open with someone, because I'm not going to hurt him. I'm not going to do anything bad to him, you know what I mean, by him being honest. But it's still my choice at the end of the day if I want to walk away from that type of person, because they're not suitable for me in a romantic relationship, just like it is with him if I'm not suitable for him. Like, I don't want him to be with me in a full-on relationship if he needs sex somewhere down the line, because there's no point. I may as well carry on just looking for an asexual guy, you know, someone who, like me, who doesn't need sex, because you know, because otherwise it just means it's holding him back from something he truly wants and could have with another girl, because I'm never going to do that, because I'm not interested. I don't like it. It's no good for me. It doesn't do anything for me, and I don't like it anyway. It doesn't feel good. I'm not interested in that. So, you know, and I'm not even interested in being naked, which he likes a naked woman, so I don't know how that's ever going to work. But that's up to him, isn't it? But if he decides he can't be with someone like me, he needs the sex, then he needs to just be honest and tell me that. But if he gets into a relationship, he needs to be monogamous, because if he's not, then obviously he needs to just not be with me, because I don't want to get hurt. And if he cares about me, he wouldn't do that. But I think that's why we need to be really good friends first, because I think when you get to be really, really good friends with someone, you would feel bad if you did something like that you wouldn't want to do that. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, like, if he decides I like this person as a friend, but I can't be in a relationship with her because I need the sex, then we just need to part like that, you know? Because, you know, I want him to get a girl for him that makes him truly happy with what he really desires and wants. I don't want him to just get with me, you know, if he needs the sex and the nudity and it's really important and he has to have that in a relationship. I'd rather him say that to me, so I can't be with you however much because I need the sex and you can't do that, you know. But if he's like, I'm really not bothered about it and genuinely could live without it forever, which not many guys are, to be honest, they're very rare to come by, then, you know, that's up to him, isn't it? If he says that, I have to believe him. He has to tell the truth on that and follow through. That means if a girl comes up to him and says, I want sex with you now, he can say, like, no thanks, bye. Do you know what I mean? So it's really important. But I'm really glad that I'm giving him the second chance. I'm really glad that I've made a really safe space for him. I feel that I've accepted him even with all the porn that, you know, I can't stand stuff that he looks at and watches and friends he's got. It's going to be difficult for me. It is what it is, you know, you can't change someone. So you just have to accept them for who they are and either decide you want to be with them as they are or not bother, basically. So for now, I'm happy seeing him, going on more dates with him, seeing how things go, seeing if he can be honest person, not just for 1 week, not just for a month, not just for 2 months, but like for a very long time. You know, I don't think he's used to a girl who's romantically interested in sticking around either. So he said he has been with girlfriends. I've been for a few days, which to me means, is that really girlfriend or was that just sex for a few days? He said he hasn't had sex, but I'm still not sure about that. I trust that. So you know, he hasn't, you know, he said he's some, I don't really believe that, if I'm honest. But I'd like to say I do believe him going forward. So I just have to now, from now on, He needs to just tell me the truth. Like I said, I wouldn't have minded if he'd said he'd had sex with loads of women. It was just like, I'd be like, well, you're 23, 24, you're heterosexual. It's quite normal for most guys that age to have that, really. Especially when you go out clubbing. Like, most people go out clubbing to pick up women. That's what they do it for. But I go out, if I go to a nightclub, I go dancing. Like, sometimes I'll dance with foreign guys, as you know. But last year, what was it? One foreign guy I could dance close to was Indian. And there was another guy up there at the time that danced a little bit close to me, but I wasn't really interested. I was interested in the Indian guy. But I think that's the only guy. Oh yeah, and I had that the heterosexual I had a date with last year. There's one who smoked. That's what I was asking about, because he's got vape on his thing, and he said it's to do with his mum liking it. I still wasn't sure about that. I'm like, why do you have to promote it? If your mum's sat there, you can just tell her, look, this is the site. They do vape. Which ones do you want? Why would you promote that on your Facebook page? It doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean? It's like, why? Unless you really liked it yourself. But yeah, so because I personally can't have a smoker smoking anything, because it's just like no good for my chest. As you know, I actually get really chest infections. If you didn't know that already, like, my weakness is my chest. Like, if you watched this channel last year, which obviously that guy I was seeing didn't, I was dating a heterosexual guy last November. I had this one date, I kissed him for snogged him actually for 3 or 4 hours. Or might have been more than that. On and off through pubs and clubs. But he smoked. I've never kissed a smoker in my life. Oh my God. Like when I was kissing him loads, it was fine. The adrenaline was rushing because I hadn't kissed anyone for a long time and I'm a bit of a kissing addict. But with not usually with no, I haven't been kissing like that with a British guy for a long time, but this was a foreign guy, so it was okay. But then when I got back, I nearly threw up in the sink. I was really sick. I was coughing my guts out, and for 7 weeks I had a chest infection. That's just from kissing a guy smoking. It was like I got nicotine poisoning. So I can't be with a guy who smokes because it's literally no good for my health. It's not like it's not about him, what he wants, it's about my health. So I could not be in a relationship with a smoker because I can't have that for my chest. It's as simple as that. It's not the sense that, if a guy does that, that's up to him. I just straight away be like, no, sorry, I can't be with you because you're not suitable for me because you're not good for my health. I was saying with a guy who does drugs, I can't be with a guy who does drugs. If he wants to do that, that's fine, but I can't be with you. I can choose someone else. Thank you very much. So yeah, I don't like I don't like any of that stuff. I can't have it for my own health. But yeah, anyway, I hope this video has been useful, helpful, insightful. I hope Philip is going to take the second chance and think, wow, that's really good. She's an intelligent girl. I really like her, and I'm going to do my best, utmost, completely, to be honest with her, because she's worth it, and I really care about her, and I don't want to lose her, and she's important to me. And I get on really well with her. We have a fun time together, and she likes me for who I am, and she really cares about me. And yeah, she genuinely really cares about me as a person. Like, I go for guys' personality, as you know, probably you've worked that out. It's not like I'm interested in their private parts, but so I go for their personality, hobbies, interests. I do need to like their looks to kiss them. I feel really romantic towards you, really strongly, as you've probably guessed, like I know you do with me. And Philip's really romantic as well. I've mentioned that before. I like that about him a lot. Anyway, I'm going to conclude this video because I've been talking now for an hour and a half nearly. Must be one of my very longest live streams I've done recently. I'm usually there about an hour. But anyway, I'm going to love you all and leave you all. Thank you, Philip, for tuning in. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. It's been an absolutely interesting, insightful video, I hope. Thanks for the thumbs up. I guess people are loving this. I think people love the fact that I said I'm giving this guy a second chance of back time. It's not, you got to remember in life, things are not more than they are. They are the way they are. It's not more than it is. It's not less than it is. It is what it is. And you have to accept people for who they are and decide whether you want to be with them as they are or not, and not try and change them. I think that's really important. So if they want to change themselves, that's up to them. But it's completely up to them. They shouldn't feel obliged to. And they should only do it if they want to for themselves, because if not, they're just going to do things all the more and lie about it, which I don't want. I just want him to be himself, completely himself, however that is. Anyway, night to Andy, night to Heather, night to Philip. And thank you all for watching. Thanks for the thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Until next time, I always say embrace your quirky and each other's. And I will see you on the next live stream or video. It's been an absolute pleasure. Take care. Night, Heather. Good night. Thank you so much for listening all the way through. I really appreciate it. And good night, Andy. And good night, Philip. Take care. Thanks for watching. Bye. Bye.